Guys, Travis Welch here. I had a couple people asking about how to set up a Google Meet. Google Meet is Google's version of like a Apple FaceTime. It allows you to set up a video call with anyone. Um, if we're looking to use this for students or maybe staff or PLC, there is some ways that we can go about doing this. So Google Meet looks like this here. Okay, so it is this function here, right in the tools that you have on Google Suite of Education. And for the purpose of showing you how to do this, you can open up Meet, right? And you could go ahead and you could, start your own meeting. I'm just going to go ahead and type in a test here. And then from here, right, you can actually go ahead and join, right? And you can add individual people. Now, depending on who you want to go ahead, you could then go ahead and add whoever you would want on this call. But say that we want to schedule this ahead of time. It gives you the ability to do that, but it's a little bit confusing as to how you go about it. So you're actually going to need to go, we're going to close back out of this. I'm going to get out of Meet, and I'm actually going to go to my calendar. So in order to do this, right, to schedule the meeting ahead of time, right, you need to create the actual event. So Google Test, and let's say today we're going to do it between 3 and 4 p.m., right? And we are then going to have, right, we're going to add conference. And so there we actually, so let me just kind of go back here. So you have what your meeting is going to be called. You can set the time, the date for the meeting. We'll get to the guests here in a minute. But you actually want to go down to the add conferencing. Okay, and it will automatically set up, right, to add a Google Meet. Now this code here is going to be important. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some guests. Now I have already created Google Classroom pages. So I don't want to invite each individual student. I want to invite the Google Classroom page. Okay, I want to invite all of the students that I have enrolled in that Google Classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and type in one here. So American Cultures 9. Okay, and I'm going to pick my second period. Now I have labeled each one of my classes the same, different, right? So I could sort of tell them apart. And then you can see they are sort of invited into this. Okay. Now, if I were to go ahead and hit save, then it would automatically include this event in their calendar. Now, maybe the students don't check the calendar. They don't get a little notification when they log on. What I can tell you is that when I would hit save here and save this event, any student that is enrolled in this class on Google Classroom will receive an email invite. They will receive an email invite to that particular meeting. Now, this is not, a physical meeting that some of us get invites for about IEPs or different meetings in the morning. This is a virtual meeting, but it still comes through the same way on their email. So we're actually going to go ahead, and I'm going to sort of open this up here, and I am going to copy, right, this meeting ID. That is what we are going to then post to Classroom. So I'm going to copy the link address. If you want to include a description for your Meet, you can. All right, so we're just going to type in test here, right? And I'm not going to send this out because I don't necessarily want this to go to all my students because it's just a test, but I'm actually going to go ahead and delete this. But we're still going to keep this code so I can show you how to do this. So if I hit save, it would show up right here, 3 o'clock meeting. They would all get the invite. But say that some of my students don't check their email, but yet they have notifications to Classroom. So we're going to open up that same class we just wanted the meeting at. Okay, so that was my second period. I'm actually going to go up here to classwork, and I'm going to post a question. Now the reason I choose a question here is because if I just post a regular announcement, some of those students won't get notified for that. But if I post a question, then it comes through their email and also on the Classroom app as if it is a assignment that they have to complete. So you have a better chance of going through it as a question. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to type in the same information that was just on there, but in the instruction, I'm going to go ahead and type in my description, right, talking about what we're meeting or what we're meeting about, and then I'm actually going to add, and I'm going to add that same link that we just highlighted from the calendar, okay? So now you can see that students can access it by going to Google Classroom. And now for the sake of this, we had a 3 o'clock meeting set up. You want to set your due date for the same time of the Google Meet. So I would set 3 o'clock, right, and there it's ready to go. If I then hit ask here, then it would automatically post out to all of the students in that classroom page. So it's sort of a roundabout way. I hope in the future that Google Classroom will actually add a Meet tab or a Meet functionality to its Google Classroom, but as of right now, that is the easiest way to get our students notified that there's a meeting and that there is sort of the option for them to do that. Just as a test today myself, I did this whole process. It would have been over the weekend on Saturday, set a meeting for today at 1:45, and I had close to 60 students that were able to get on there, and they all said it was pretty simple. They either got it through the email or got it through the Google Classroom page. So it does work. Be patient. If you're willing to test it out, I think you're going to see some benefit of it. I would recommend, because it is a sort of a little crazy as you sort of go through this. If I open up here, so the way this looks is you're going to have every single student enrolled in this. Okay, so I mean they are just going to be all over the place. So they're going to show up all in here. They're going to be sort of popping out in here. And then, so what you need to sort of be paying attention to is sort of what you have visible behind you. Obviously, I am not in the best backdrop in my house, but it works. But what it also allows you to do through Meet is, say I wanted to use this to go over a lecture or a PowerPoint, you can actually choose to present your screen for them, right? And this is kind of a neat feature where it actually allows you to sort of share your screen with them. So if you wanted to pop up, a PowerPoint or whatever that was, you could then go ahead and show them how that works and then present them. And then whenever you're done, you close it out, stop presenting, it's going to return you back to your webcam, and then you would just end the call here. I hope you found that informative. Please feel free to ask any more questions if you have them.